Music making is a uniquely human preserve. That we have the kind of cognitive sophistication to be able to make sound, to make harmony, to work a rhythm together, to be in step with each other.
We tried all sorts of therapy and it hasn't worked. The only thing that does seem to work is the music, and especially the performances. The one thing we would have expected not to work has worked, because that's when he copes.
All good powers and...
Coming from nowhere is she'll sing, come out with something, or join in with the singing, and it's wonderful.
The power of music and of the health benefits of the connections that come with that almost lie in the fact that they're not things that we can quantify. I think we have to trust them.
Where words fail, music speaks. For people living with a range of challenges, this can help them find their voice.
Jayden was diagnosed with autistic spectrum disorder at the age of 3. He wasn't diagnosed with learning disabilities until he was 11, but they were apparent before then. He was a very withdrawn, very suspicious. Obviously his condition meant he didn't communicate well. It's always high-pitched noises. Our brains are filtering out noises like that all the time. We don't even notice. Jayden can't do that. He gets more and more anxious. He gets more and more agitated, and then he gets angry, and he gets very, very aggressive.
For Jayden, life can be isolating. Having always loved the piano, Janice turned to music as a way to help Jayden cope with the world around him.
We eventually found a music therapist in London who offered tuition, Nordhoff Robbins. Jayden made phenomenal progress. At that time he didn't use his right hand to play keyboard at all. He could barely use it anyway. He had a massive coordination problem with it.
Hello, Jayden. Hello.
Carrying on with his lessons at the Derby School of Music, Jayden's piano playing has continued to change his life.
The biggest difference actually was in his coping skills when it came to noise. He still does have problems with high-pitched noises, but now he can give performances even in noisy conditions, and he can cope as he can with learning, which he couldn't cope with before.
Founder of the world's first professional ensemble for disabled musicians, Charles Hazelwood believes music connects with everyone.
Music is really the most universal language we have as a species. It's kind of endemic, it's kind of like hardwired into every single human being. If you then develop some skills on an instrument or through singing, which allows you to then play music with other people, that's going to lift you up. That is a form of kind of like deep level communication.
And for Janice, the fact Jayden can now communicate himself through the music is a true gift.
You know you're not useless as a parent. Unfortunately, it's often suggested to you that you are when you have somebody with severe special needs. I think the thing for me, when he's finished his performances and he stands up and those people are clapping, and when he goes around to shake their hand, I could just absolutely burst, you know? Because that's my son there. This is the person that everybody, or almost everyone, wrote off, you know? You can't put that feeling into words and you can't give it a value, believe me.
First signs of Mum's dementia were about 7 years ago. It was a pretty shocking time. It had a quite devastating effect on Mum and on all of us.
Whilst dementia can cruelly rob people of their memories, Landermead's care home has been using music to reconnect people with their past.
With dementia, you lose so many functions of the brain. The music is the one that stays there from 16 weeks of old, and when you're born basically it's all functional, and it's the last thing in the brain that dies, and music is the only thing that will keep feelings, you know, keeps them in well-being.
Here we go again, happy as can be, all good friends and jolly good company.
Never mind the weather.
Lois has had music as part of her personal care plan since moving to Landermeads.
I think it was the song Jolly Good Company that the staff had heard her singing. We started to sing it, and then Mum just joined in, and she was so happy and so pleased. She was really in such a happy frame of mind.
Putting together a book of songs for Lois, Linda has seen what a huge impact music can have on her mum's life.
It's hard to express how amazing it is. Our visits last week, 2 of them were absolutely sparkling. I made the comment to my friend who was here that I've got my mum back. And they're golden moments. They're ones you put on the calendar, and you know that you might come the next day and things are difficult, because that's part of the condition. It's, you know, mum's dementia is advanced and it's complex, and it can be really difficult and really challenging. But those days when she's like that are just golden. Wonderful.
Being admitted into hospital can be an anxious and frightening experience. Whilst we are quick to clinically treat problems, medicine often fails to touch the heart and soul of a patient.
Opus is a group of musicians that specialise in working in healthcare settings. Try to focus on the well part of the person, and that actually boosts their well-being, which actually does a lot for their health.
The music can take care a little bit of their soul. Everybody is a musician if you just allow it to happen. It serves to tune in with people's emotions and allow them to relax and have that sense of rest.
All matter is energy vibrating at different frequencies, and I think what music does is it brings harmony to the vibration. In any environment where there's a sort of social interaction going on, that has, you know, people use the word vibe, don't they? It has a vibe, and I think music can really change the vibe. It literally changes the vibration and makes it coherent.
While studies show that music can improve our well-being, there is still a lack of funding around arts and healthcare.
One of the difficulties that the NHS has is having robust enough evaluation and detail from arts organisations and their work about the benefits of music or other art forms within their healthcare settings.
We only ever focus on things that you can measure. I think we're going to be in quite a difficult situation in the long term. I've yet to find a meter for love. I think we have to trust them, you know, and use that trust as a you know, to invest in them and to know that they help us.
Everybody can achieve something. It doesn't matter how learning disabled they are, they can do something. A lot of autistic people are very talented musicians, artists, scientists even, but nobody's bothering. That's what bothers me. I only hope he gets the chance to go on.
I give thanks every day that I get to make my living out of delving into this wondrous sort of alchemical, slightly opaque, slightly impossible to understand. You can't really rationalise why music does what it does, but God, it's so important to us.
The preconception is that dementia means you have no memory, but the memory is there, you know, and the person, the core of that person is still inside there, and it's how you manage to bring that out. Music's always been a part of Mum's life, and it still is, as we now know.
That singing doesn't go away.
It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't go away.